a blue tit, they want their chicks to hatch out when there are the most amount of caterpillars and insects around to feed them. And as things get warmer, those birds might start building nests earlier, which means that the chicks will hatch out earlier than the caterpillars are around. One blue tit chick can eat 100 caterpillars a day, and sometimes a blue tit can have, I think the record is like 14 chicks in a nest. So that's one pair of blue tits trying to find 1,400 caterpillars a day to try and keep them all alive. And if they're hatching out before the caterpillars, then they're just not gonna they're not gonna be able to find enough food, even if a bird's not immediately impacted by problems like habitat loss or losing food. The synchronization of these like natural events can really impact. And if there are certain birds that require a certain type of habitat that's quite niche, and then a certain different type of habitat to feed in, and there's quite a certain type of nesting site, and they've evolved in these like quite narrow niches, they're just going to find it a lot harder to adapt when the world around them changes so quickly. If a bird is quite general about what it can eat, they're adapting better. So if you think about crows and pigeons, they can eat a lot of different stuff, but birds that are a bit more specialized in what they can eat, say they can only eat insects, they can find it harder to adapt. If the insect population is lost in an area, it's harder for them to switch over to something else. But even birds that you think of as like being quite common, like blue tits and great tits, they are still being negatively impacted by things like climate change, because